This is Solar Expanse. It's a space agency management tycoon game all about sending spacecraft, rockets, all around the solar system. It's very, very cool. It's currently in alpha. I've got early access to it, which is very, very exciting because it means that I can show it off. Right, what have we got here? We have got our solar system, and in our solar system, we have got Earth, and then, of course, our moon that is orbiting right around Earth. We've got a couple of contracts, a couple of objectives, our resources up in the top left-hand corner, or top right-hand corner even, I should say. 5 million bucks in the bank. There's some upkeep, facility fees, etc. Right, what can we do on Earth? Have a little look at this. It might be a little bit confusing to start with, but that's okay, because I'm going to walk us through how we set up our sort of initial exploratory missions, and then we will take it from there. So we have got our facilities on Earth, and one of these facilities and modules, I would say, this is a module, is a space telescope, and we need to send this space telescope to the moon. We are going to do that by launching a rocket. We're going to launch this Sparrow. If I jump on over here to the moon, you can see that we don't currently know what is actually on the moon. So we need to try and discover exactly what is going on in order to hopefully set up a moon base. That's right, we're going to have a moon base before not too long. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. We've got a Sparrow already. I can build a sort of like upper stage spacecraft. It's a simple, disposable, low-mass craft for delivering probes and modules to different objects, but we actually don't need that quite yet. All we need to do, very simply, is jump into this interface. This is the interface to plan a mission. We are going to start from Earth, although we don't have to start from Earth, but we're starting from Earth now. We're going to send our telescope to Earth orbit here, which is grand. We're going to go next. We are going to just do orbital payload container, which is basically nothing. We can carry up to 999 kilotons of cargo, so it's just basically the top of a rocket, if that's how you imagine it. Then we add a module. We add the module of the space telescope. It's 2 tons. Boom. Fantastic. Thank you very much. We select our rocket launcher, and that is the Sparrow. It's a cheap, simple, single-use small launch vehicle. It can only take 10 tons up into low Earth orbit. That is the vehicle of choice. It's going to take us 30 tons of propellant, etc. It's going to start on January the 8th, and it's going to arrive on January the 9th. We are in January 5th at the moment, so not too crazy at all. Now, as soon as I unpause the timer, and I'm going to unpause in this mode, which is 1/5 time, because time travels very, very fast in this game. Anyway, look at that. The Earth is turning, and we are getting towards the launch point. The launch is very unexciting, because it's literally just a very, very simple orbital insertion. But look, if I now click on Earth orbit, you can see that we have got a telescope in here, which is very, very exciting. And in fact, we can click on the telescope, we can have a little look at it. There we go, orbiting Earth, very, very nice. And because it is a telescope, we can tell it to observe whatever we want to. And in this case, we want to observe the moon, which is great. I will observe the moon. That is fantastic. And that has unlocked a brand new contract, and that contract is to explore Lunar, which means I'm going to need to construct some spacecraft, and I'm going to need to put a probe onto the surface of the moon. That is actually not as hard as you might think. So, first things first, we're going to need to construct a probe. Probe is super, super darn useful. I draw your attention to the cost of building it and the mass that it will be at its conclusion. It's going to consume 5 tons of alloy, and it's going to consume 1 ton of electronics. It's going to take 35 days, and as I say, it's got a mass of a single ton. So let's start that. Let's start the construction of that. We're also going to start the construction of the Iris, which is a little tiny upper stage sort of thing that we're going to use, and we're going to unpause and let the video game just build those things in quite quick combination. Look, you can see the sort of trails of the rocket. Oh, I should say there are other space companies here. If I go on to layers, other corporations, we can see that there are other corporations here like NASA, ESA, CNSA, Roscosmos. We are playing as Solex, which is the big thing up in the top right hand corner. Now, at the moment, none of my competitors are doing, crazy big launches like to other planets and stuff, but oh boy, we're gonna get there. So Let's wait for the Iris to get done. Let's wait for the probe to get done, and then let's see what we can do at that point. Right, didn't take long at all for the Iris to get built, and the probe will The probe will happen in just a second. Good. Now, there was something else important that happened. We found water on Luna. Now, that is because of our telescope. You remember the telescope that we've got in orbit here? It's observing what's going on. So we're able to tell what resource deposits we can find on any given planet by using this telescope that we've got in orbit here. However, we don't know the quantities. The way that we find out the quantity of resources that are on any given planet is, of course, by sending up the probe, which we are going to do very, very shortly indeed. And now is the time to plan out our mission. So let's do it. We want to go from Earth. We want to go to Luna. We could go to Luna orbit, but I'm interested in actually landing on the surface. Thank you very much. We're going to choose the Iris. It's a simple, disposable, low-mass craft for delivering probes and modules to distant objects. Excellent. We are going to add a module. Nice, and that module is going to be a probe. It's only going to cost us a ton of weight. We can carry up to 2 tons in this specific module. And then we're going to use the Kestrel, which is a medium launch vehicle. It can carry up to 64 tons to low Earth orbit. And honestly, I don't think that we should have any issues at all. We can adjust the amount of spacecraft propellants that we put into this thing, but we don't need to. It's not a big deal. It's just a tiny little launch. It's really not that important at all. We can just get it up, and you can see it's actually already taken off. Fantastic. And if I click on Luna 1 here, you can see, fantastic, we've got our spacecraft that is hurtling towards the moon very, very quickly and is about to land, which is very, very exciting. Okay, that's unlocked a contract for lunar landing. Brilliant. And most importantly, right, we are going to be able to discover... We're going to be able to discover what is in these resource deposits. So, yeah, you're just gonna search for resources on an object where it is located. That is excellent. This little probe is gonna get right on into it. Right. What's next? Our next objective is to land on the moon, and to land on the moon, we are going to need some tech. Let's have a little look at the tech tree, shall we? We have got a bunch of different technologies, nuclear power, for example, and then we've got a bunch of different sub-technologies that all fall within this group. So there's actually quite a lot of technologies here. However, something about this alpha version that I really don't like is that once you start researching, you can't stop researching, which might sound like a good thing. Maybe it is if you're playing the game, but let me tell you, somebody who makes videos, it can get quite overwhelming, the amount of research that we are going to be doing. Anyway, what we need to focus up on is the spacecraft research at the moment. We're going to start work on the Stratos. This is a powerful upper stage capable of independent operation in space, ideal workhorse for the moon and beyond. The requirements, spacecraft, we've got that. It's going to unlock Hermes, which is basically like a long-distance deep space transport, which is very, very cool. Only going to take me 30 days. Let's get that sorted. I tell you what, maybe I can do... like something big and long term, because otherwise if I don't select something for the video game to stick its teeth into, it's just gonna go. Maybe I'll just try and unlock terraforming Mars bacteria. Okay, that's fine. Look, we'll queue that up afterwards so that I can hopefully not research. I've tried clearing the research queue. I just cannot stop the research once it starts. There is no way, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let's get this research done, and then let's see if we can try and construct the spacecraft required. Actually, I'm also going to build an Eagle. Right. So this is something that we have unlocked. Just unlocks as part of the the tutorial contracts, I guess. The Eagle is a reusable super heavy class launch vehicle. Very, very important. We've also got the Falcon, which is a reusable medium launch vehicle. You can carry 42 tons into low Earth orbit. You can carry 800 tons. Does take 110 days in order to build, but we're going to start the process of getting that done. Now, every time I build, I will use up the resources that are in my resource pile over here. We got 200 humans. We've got, energy that's spare. We got electronics. We got noble gases, etc. Most importantly, we've got metals. We've got 2.3 kilotons of it, so 2,300 tons. We've got plenty. We're absolutely fine. We can build an Eagle. And you know what? I'll actually queue up a second Eagle because I know that I'm going to need them in the future. But for now, let's get the research done on the Stratos and let's build these Eagles. And there we go. The Stratos is just finished up. I don't know why the video game wants to keep putting me back on Luna, but that doesn't really matter. We will start the process of building a Stratos, and I'm actually going to build, in anticipation of what I'm going to need, I'm going to build a secondary Stratos. Anyway, we've got the research done. We will start work on terraforming, which is a bit of research that I'm not going to need for ages and ages and ages, but it's just to stop the video game getting ahead of itself. Right, let's get the construction of both of these rockets finished, and then let's see if we can land on the moon with some crew. That's right, some actual humans on the actual moon. Very, very cool indeed. Right, we've not quite finished up with the spaceships yet. However, there was a notification that just dropped. Earth Observatory starts discovering asteroids. Very, very cool. So, we have got our telescope in here, which is now observing asteroids around the system. Now, this isn't super important at the present moment, but if I go onto asteroids here, you can see that there's a bunch of asteroids around. We know that some of them have got resources, but I think that we can discover other resources on some of them, and we can also discover asteroids further afield. So just to draw your attention to that, there are asteroids, there are comets as well, in fact, they're a little bit further out, but you can see there's like the asteroid belt here. We're in the inner system at the moment. Asteroid belt. There's also like, what is that? Jupiter Greeks? No idea what that means. There's another area over there as well. Either way, just to draw your attention to the fact that now our good old space telescope has shifted its priorities, and it is now working on asteroid hunting. Oh, look at that! Halley's Comet over there in the background. Look at that! Very, very cool. Didn't even spot that. Either way, we finished our resource construction. We've got 2 Stratos and 2 Eagles. It's time to kick this into overdrive. So, we're going to go Earth to Moon. Luna 6. I guess my competitors have been launching a load of lunar missions as well, hence why mine's called Lunar 6. Doesn't really matter. We're going to select the upper stage as the Stratos. Excellent. We're going to add the module of the crew compartment. Great. It's going to be 10 tons. That's fine. We can decide to launch like this. However, what I'm also going to choose to do is add some resources. And we can actually take a whole bunch of different resources, but what I want to take is I want to take supplies. Supplies are pretty darn important. We've only got 50 tons of supplies at the moment. We'll just take them all. We might as well. And we will launch on the Eagle. That's looking good. Supplies are a pretty important bit of equipment. People will die if we don't supply them with supplies. Humans in habitats consume less supplies. They can also survive without supplies. However, without them, they won't do any work as they're too busy trying to keep themselves alive. Think The Martian, you know, that sort of vibe. Anyway, as we can see, we've got all of this all looking good. We're ready for launch. Let's set it up and let's launch. Now, if I wanted to, could I build a farm? I mean, we can build habitation modules. We're going to be building these on other planets. Very cool. Batteries, solar array, mines. There's a lot of mines and a few temporary sprites here as well, I think. Production resources, launch facilities. We can build a launch pad, terraforming, other open-air farm. That's kind of what I want to vibe with, right? A research lab studies and explores objects to learn more about it. Research world's stuff faster. I mean, I don't really care about that. What I think I care about is... Yeah, I think I care about building... You lack the following resources. Do you want to buy them? 19 million? Oh, that costs 100 kilotons of metal. And it costs 100 crew. Okay. Well, I guess I'm not going to be building a farm then. That's a little bit OTT, if you ask me, but that's okay. Anyway, let's go into 1x speed. Luna 6 is now officially in transit. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous rocket. Fantastic. And you should be on an interception course with the moon there, which I just very, very, very quickly fast-forwarded through. The point is, look at that. We're doing it. We are doing it. And if I go back to the moon there, excuse me, I don't know why you only like it when I don't know why we can only transfer to the moon sometimes. I think that's a bug. Whenever I click spacebar, it seems to transfer me between the two areas. Anyway, the point is that we are slowly but surely going to draw down on these supplies. You can see that we've got a consumption rate of 0.02 per day. Not a big deal. It's just something that we need to bear in mind. Our humans, I don't believe, are doing anything at the moment. If we have a little look, we can see that they're just consuming these supplies. They're not working. There's nothing for them to do. We are going to be able to, for example, build them a research facility or build an outpost and have them stay here. But for now, there's nothing to do. So what we're going to have to do is we are going to say to this Stratos, hey, it's time to come back. We're going to go Luna. We're going to go to Earth. Yep, we're going to say next. Stratos, perfect. Add modules. We will take the crew compartment home, and we will add resources, and we will take all of the supplies home. 49 point blah, blah, blah tons. Don't care. Perfect. Get it done. We do not need a launch vehicle from Luna. We could have one if we built a launch facility on Luna, but we haven't done that yet, and that probably won't be necessary because the gravity of the planet is so darn low. A launch facility is going to be important, but only on planets that we have a really, really significant gravitational issue to overcome. But for now, let's just, there we go, let Earth 1 be the initial launch that will complete the contract. Very, very nice. Okay, trade, yep, we can plan missions, we can sell stuff, we can trade resources, we absolutely will do that. Not particularly bothered about it, but either way, lunar landing is completed, which is very, very nice indeed. Why is this contract not completing here? I am not too sure. There we go. It's just happened. Don't know why it didn't initially register, but it has initially registered now, so that's great. So, we have got some objectives. Explore Mars. I'm very, very interested in doing that. A space dock. Yes, the ability to build spacecraft around Earth. How cool is that? So, in order to do the Martian bit, we need a Falcon, apparently. Okay, we need to construct an iris, and we need to construct a probe. I mean, that's a very simple thing for us to do. If I go here, probe, we're also going to build orbital construction, because that is what is required for the next contract. We're also going to construct a iris, although to be fair, I could just do it in the Stratus. To be honest, I don't have to do it in the iris, but I mean, I guess if the contract wants me to, I will start the process of doing it in the iris. And then we also need to start launching a whole bunch of resources into space in order to build an orbital dockyard. Orbital construction just allows us to build the facilities that we will build. So what I need to do here is I basically need to plan missions, and I need to take all of these resources up to space. So in order to do that, we'll just do this. Earth orbit, fantastic. Earth orbit 6, we'll select the Stratos. Perfect. In fact, it doesn't even need to be the Stratos. It just needs to be the orbital payload container. That's all it needs. And then resources, we can select up to 800 tons of whatever it is that we want, because remember, where is this? The Eagle can carry 800 tons to low orbit. We actually know what it can carry. So what do I need? I need alloys, I need polymers, and I need electronics. So let's do polymers, alloys, and electronics. And let's get the right amount of each of these set up, which is that, and this. Interestingly, I can obviously only transport the things that I have in my storage. So if I don't have them in my storage, I need to buy them. And if I need to buy them, it's a little bit of a faff because you have to go through the marketplace. But I don't really want to deal with that right now. We're fine with it. Good. Let's unpause. Let the video game do the building of the iris. Let the video game do the building of these things. Also, what did I say? I needed to build the iris. I absolutely needed to build the iris. I don't know why I didn't. Why I thought that I could use the Stratos. The iris is way smaller. It's only like 2 tons. I don't know why I thought that I could use the Stratos, which is like 100 ton. I mean, it's very, very heavy. It's not even 100 tons. I think it is. It's more than that. That's just its cargo capacity. Anyway, doesn't matter. Do I have a Falcon already? No, I can use the Eagle, though. It doesn't really matter. I can use the Eagle. We can launch this. We can also launch the orbital construction, and we are ready to go, in fact. Okay, we can do both of these contracts right now. That's a lie. We can't do the one that requires the orbital facility. Look, it doesn't matter. So, we're going to go to Mars. This is going to be our trip to Mars, and we are going to go... Yeah, we're going to go landing. We're going to go landing. Next, we're going to choose the Iris. Perfect. We're going to add a module. The module is going to be a probe. It's only going to cost us a ton. That's great. Eagle is going to be our launch platform. And now we get into the whole shebang of interplanetary transfers. Obviously, we are going to go far. We are going to go really, really, really far. And depending on how far I want to go, we can choose to vary our route here. So, basically, you need to think of this axis is arrival, this axis is departure. Obviously, as we go, there's an absolute minimum. Like, if we just went, like, direct there or as directly as possible, then that would theoretically be the shortest time that we could possibly take from from departure to arrival. However, it's not necessarily possible given the amount of fuel that we have on board. Minimum propellant needed for this route, for example, is not good enough. And I can zoom in and out. Well, theoretically zoom in and out. There we go. Zoom in and out on this little interface here, and we can kind of select exactly where we want to have an opportunity, an insertion. I mean, okay, I've really screwed the pooch on this one. I don't know how I've managed to screw the pooch on this one, but look. Anyway, I'm going to select... This is absolutely not working, is it? Hold on. What's going on? There we go. I don't know what I did there, but zooming in, zooming out was a little bit bugged. Anyway, the point is, the video game very helpfully says, there is a fastest route. It is a little bit more sort of... it is a little bit more expensive, but... I mean, it's fine. Optimal versus fastest. There's like 4 months in it. I think we're just going to go for the fastest, to be honest. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. We will absolutely go for the fastest. We will get that set up, and we will be on our way to Mars, which is very, very exciting indeed. It's going to take a little while before we actually launch the darn thing. I mean, we're in month 1 of 2021, and we're not going to launch until we're, August of 2021. So there's a little bit of a ways to go. But that's okay, because this game goes really, really fast, as I've sort of already highlighted. Facility construction completed. Good timing. That means that we can start to plan out our orbital construction launch, which is very, very exciting. Earth orbit. Perfect. I mean, yeah, I wonder if the game is going to have an issue with the fact that I haven't built a Falcon. Maybe I'll just build a Falcon just to try and keep it happy. It is reusable, so, it's great. We can do that again and again. Doesn't really matter, though. What do I need? I need orbital payload container. Yep. And then I need a module, and the module is going to be orbital construction. It's going to cost us 50 tons. That's great. We'll use the Eagle because I can only use the Eagle. The orbital thingy, whatever this is, orbital construction, has a mass of 50 tons. So Eagle, perfect. Let's get you launched. Boom, up and down, no issues whatsoever. And then if we jump into Earth orbit, what we can do here is we can now construct a module. There's a whole bunch of different sort of categories. What we are going to be looking to do is build an orbital shipyard. We can also build an orbital fuel refinery, which is going to turn hydrogen and oxygen into chemical fuel, which is very exciting. But for now, we're going to start with the orbital shipyard. We're going to queue that up. It's going to take like 100 days, which frankly seems like an absolute steal. I feel like it should take a heck of a lot longer in order to make a flippin' orbital shipyard, but I mean, what do I know about these things? My name might be Orbital, but I certainly don't know anything about space or any of that nonsense. I don't know physics or orbital mechanics or any of that stuff, but it's okay. Launch vehicle constructed on Earth. Yep, we've built ourselves the Falcon, which I am immediately going to not use. Hey, look at that. We built an orbital shipyard. Very, very nice. We've unlocked some contracts. Required to unlock humans on Mars. Unlock cyclical missions. Cyclical missions are pretty darn important. We now have the opportunity to build Moonbase Alpha. Also, look at this. Mars 1 has officially been launched. It's going to take about a Brazilian years in order to get to Mars. But it's fine. It's fine. There's no real rush on it. Right. Lunar Depot. We need to deliver a mobile refinery and a mining module to Luna. That will actually take not very long at all. What are these things that I hear you ask? Well, they are important pieces of the intergalactic interspatial jigsaw. If we jump over to Luna here, you can now see, thanks to the stalwart effort of this tiny little probe, well, these are the resources that we actually have on site, and apparently we still have loads and loads of supply. Okay, fine, whatever, doesn't matter. We've discovered that there are a bunch of resources on the moon. There is helium, there is silicon, there are fissiles, and there's water. There's 2 different supplies of water. I don't know why there's 2 different supplies of water, but there are. Now, this little number here, the 1x, is how many we are able to get per day if we deploy a mining platform. Now, there's 2 different types of mining platform that you can have on any given planet. One is the regular mining platform, and that is stuff that you would find here. These are facilities that actually have crew requirements. They also cost a lot of metals. They require electricity, etc. to run. There is also mobile refinery and mobile mining modules. These can be built on Earth and basically shipped anywhere as long as you have got enough payload capacity to launch them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to queue up construction of a mining module, and we're also going to queue up, what did I say? Mobile refinery? Yeah, that's the one. Mobile refinery. The refinery is going to do exactly as you would imagine. It is going to process water into fuel, which is going to basically allow us to have an outpost that can supply its own fuel, and therefore allow the relaunch of heavier rockets back into space, which is very, very cool. So the mission requirement here is to plan a cyclical mission from Luna to Earth orbit, taking fuel, ending after 3 transfers. We will have the ability to do that, and I look forward to doing that. There we go. We've got the mining module. We've got the mobile refinery. Let's get the mission planned out. Boom, boom, boom. We'll do the Stratos. Yep. We will add 2 modules. Mining module and the mobile refinery. Let's just leave it as is, I think. In fact, no. Let's take up some metal, because I think I'll need the metal for something that will become clear in just a bit. But anyway, we can leave as many resources as we want to on the moon. There's no issues with it. We're going to launch on the Eagle, obviously, because it's got plenty of capacity. I would love it. Schedule the flight, and we're ready to go. And it's a very, very simple journey because the moon is so accessible, at least in this game anyway. It's so unbelievably quick to get to the moon. It really, really is. So we have deposited the mobile refinery. We have deposited the mining module. Let's jump on over to Luna and see what that means for us. If I can't unpause, but we can still look at Luna. The point is that over the course of any given day, we are going to now start making some progress on mining all of the resources that you can see here. So, for example, water, which is most prevalent, we're going to start getting a lot of them. We cannot mine fissiles with just the mining module. The mobile mining module can only mine, what is that, water, titanium, maybe, I think? Well, whatever the bolt is. Metal, rare metals, or silicon. So that's why we're mining silicon and water, because that's all that we can mine with this thing. Comprende? Good. Anyway, let's also plan a mission with this Stratos. Yep, we are going to plan as a cyclical mission. Cyclical missions are reoccurring missions. They allow us to perform a lot of stuff automatically, which is really cool. So Earth orbit, for example, we're going to select this Stratos as the resource. We can only select one type of resource that we want to carry. Wait until the cargo is full with that specific resource. We could fly with the available cargo, but I don't particularly want to do that. Because we're going to be producing fuel, we know what we're going to be doing. If I wanted to carry anything back from Earth orbit to Luna, we absolutely could, and we would add this now, but I don't actually care to do that. Choose a launch vehicle. It's a no. Choose a launch vehicle from Earth orbit. That's fine. We are going to end after 3 transfers as per the requirements, and we will take the optimal transfer window. Doesn't really matter. The point is that it is now scheduled, and that will give us the opportunity. Thank you. That will give us the opportunity to consistently resupply my my little. I guess it's like an orbital. I guess it's an orbital station. Yeah, it's an orbital assembly area. And we will have the opportunity to do that. How much do we have here? There we go. Look at that. 100 tons of chemical fuel. You're going to take a little bit of fuel and then head back, I would imagine. So it's not necessarily a fully sort of set up system, but it's something at least. It's 56 tons of fuel for basically nothing, which is nice. Okay, next we have a very, very, very interesting thing that we need to do. We need to build an outpost, a fuel refinery, a water ice extractor, a solar array, and we need to put humans on the moon. Cyclical mission can't be created. Insufficient propellant. Yeah, but... okay. The point is that there will be propellant video game. See, this is the thing. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't like to... Sometimes it doesn't like to do what it needs to do. Because, I mean, at the moment, we are producing propellant. It's just going to take a long time for us to get propellant. We don't have very much. Hence why we need to get Moonbase Alpha all completely sorted. And, yeah, you're now stuck there, at least for now, until you can get back. I don't know if you're going to automatically go or if you're just going to wait. It does look like we're, yeah, very slowly but surely getting more chemical fuel, which is just fine. I'm just going to leave you to do your thing. Anyway, the point is that the outpost, the fuel refinery, the water ice extractor, and the solar array all need to be built on the moon. We cannot, as much as I dearly... This is not where we are. I want to go here. We cannot, as much as I would dearly wish to, build the outpost with 40 metals and supply and whatnot. I'd love to build it on Earth. I can build it on Earth if I really want to, but that's pointless. What I need to do is I need to ship the required materials all up to the moon in order to make it happen. So, how do we do that? Well, we're gonna be doing it in a Stratos. We're gonna be doing it with an Eagle. Let's see if we can try and set it up accordingly. Moon, yep, Stratos, boom. Add resources. Here's where things get a little bit annoying. It'd be really nice if I hovered over these things, if it showed me what it cost to build them, because then I would know what to send up. So let me do the maths and see what we start with. We need to start with habitation, right? So habitation is going to be 40 metals. Yep, we're going to do 40 tons of metals. I think we're going to need multiple vehicles, by the way. 40 metals and what do we need? Supply. We only need 10 supply, but I'm going to need more supply just to keep the people fed. So I think we'll send that up just as it is. We'll do it on the Eagle. Boom. We'll get that sorted. We'll get that launched. Here's the thing. I'm now completely out of vehicles that I can launch with, so I'm actually going to start the construction of another Stratos. It's at least going to be the ability to build an outpost on the moon. But here's the other issue, right? I mean, as soon as you land on the moon... we are... Oh, look. We actually have got no fuel left on the moon. And the reason that we have no fuel left on the moon is obviously because... we've done it. We've explored Mars. Great. We've got a probe on Mars. Fantastic. We'll take a little look at that in just a second. Okay, there's a lot of... there's a lot of stuff on the screen right now. There we go. Yeah, the point is that we have got chemical fuel here. You are going to be bringing it back. I presume a lot of the chemical fuel is chemical fuel that I literally just landed with. So we're gonna try and get you back to Earth about as quickly as we possibly can. Just empty? Yeah, basically just empty. No, we don't want anything. I don't want to take fuel back. I don't want to mess with anything. Spacecraft propellant. I mean, we can load it. We can load it up. I mean, what's the minimum propellant needed is 45. I will take the minimum propellant needed then, because there's pretty much no reason for us to go there. But that's good enough, apparently. So we'll get that spacecraft back, and we have an unlimited amount of production facility or production on the moon, which is really what we're after. Right. Let's check out Mars, shall we? What have we got going on Mars? We have got a very excitable moon called Phobos, and you have got carbon. It's carbon. It's not titanium. It's carbon. There you go. Anyway, the point is... Oh, got another moon over there. Fine. Point is, we're discovering how much water we've got. That's great. We need to deliver a mining module, and we need to deliver construction equipment to Mars. We need to acquire 90 tons of metal, some rare metals, and some supplies. Well, I tell you what. Let's at least start the process of constructing... What is it? Mining module. Yep. And a mobile refinery. Yep, we'll get both of those set up. We'll start the process of constructing them in order to get some stuff over to Mars. The problem that we might have is that I don't think that we're going to have any way to get our spacecraft back from Mars unless we take a bunch of extra fuel, which is possible. But even if I do take extra fuel, I mean, it does take quite a lot of Delta V in order to transit between Mars and Earth, especially like taking off from Mars as well is pretty challenging. Also, we can jump back to the moon here, and yeah, if I pause, I would love to construct I would love to construct an outpost, but I need a construction module in order to actually get going here. And in order to build a construction module or construction equipment, I can move that up. I can move that up from Earth. We just need to build it on Earth. That's fine. So build construction equipment, allows construction of facilities. That's perfect. We'll get that built. And then on the next vehicle, we will send up whatever it is that we need next. So for example, the fuel refinery, we're going to have to go, plan mission. Great. Here, Luna, brilliant. Stratos, perfect. Add resources. I need to get this, and then I need to go construct. See, it's just a bit of a ridiculous situation. Solar array, for example. Let's do the solar array, because we're going to need to get a solar array. 50 tons of glass. This is a perfect example, right? We don't actually have any glass in storage. So this means, because I can't apparently buy resources just directly from this interface, I have to go out of this interface and then go into the marketplace, which I will do in just a second. But for now, let's just choose another one. Water ice extractor, for example, is 125 tons of metals. We're just going to choose metals, something that I know I have, and we're just going to take 100 tons of metals, and we're just going to let you get on with it and get back to Mars. See, marketplace is a button right here, and then we need to select whatever it is that we want. We want to buy glass. Say, I don't know, we want to buy 100 glass. I mean, buy 1,000 glass for 400k. Who cares? Money's not really much of an issue in this game. It's definitely there. It's definitely something that you need to think about. It's just not something that you need to think about a lot. Also, we have the opportunity to send a spacecraft to Jupiter. Plan a mission using gravitational assist. Gravitational assist is a maneuver where a spacecraft gains speed and changes direction by flying past a moving planet. I mean, okay. I honestly don't really understand how to do these in this game. I understand the concept of a gravitational assist. I really do. I don't understand how to plan one in this game. Also, what the heck? You're going to the moon, but you're called Ares? Interesting. Also, what was that mission? Spacecraft from Earth has arrived on Luna. That's great. Very happy with that. Let's pause. Let's get... Oh, I think you've finished, by the way. I think you've finished your cyclical deliveries. I would like to get at least one of these back to Earth. Yep, back to Earth. Brilliant. I could get two, but I just want one. We're going to leave one just for now. None. Minimum propellant. Great. Just go. Just go back. We'll get you back to Earth because we need more launch vehicles. It is very important. Right. So, I mean, we could plan a spacecraft to Jupiter. Let's think about how we might do that. What we would need is probably not a Stratos, probably an Iris, and we could also, if we're thinking cleverly here, we could put in a space telescope. We could put in a space telescope around orbit around Jupiter. So we'll do that. Right, this Stratos, now that we've got glass, I'm going to plan a mission to the moon. Great. We know that... we need Stratos there. Good. Oh. Can I set 2? Would that allow me to... That would allow me to do double the capacity. That's very, very exciting indeed. Right. We need to get construction equipment. Yep. We will add resources. And then I will go here, so that I can reference what I need. We need a whole bunch of metal. We need at least 25 tons of metal. So that's the water ice extractor built, because that will only take 125 tons. What about the mobile fuel refinery? That will require 50 tons, so we just add that to 75. Great. And then we also need 10 tons of rare earth metals, which I should have. Rare metal, 10 tons. And then you know what? We still have like 110 tons of supply left. I think I will go back, reduce that to 1, and then go next. Oh, you're kidding me. Yeah, so it's like one of these weird, like, little fiddly sort of things that just takes a little bit of finessing. Right, we'll set the Eagle to go there. Brilliant. We'll get that in place, and it's going to be a while before it launches because we haven't yet finished the construction module, I don't think it shows up here anymore, but the point is that we need the construction module in order to be able to launch, so that is what we are going to wait for. In the meantime, let's get the Iris finished, let's get the space telescope finished, and then let's see if we can try and do a gravitational slingshot over to Jupiter. In the meantime, spacecraft is constructed on Earth. That's good timing. In the meantime, let's plan a mission to go to Mars. So, we're going to go here. It's very exciting. Mars, isn't it? Very exciting. We need the Stratos. I know there's a couple of days left in the construction, but that's fine. We're going to add 2 modules. We're going to add the mining module, and we're going to add the mobile refinery. That's trying to add the same thing. It doesn't matter. 40 tons. Can we add fuel for the rest of it? 60 tons of fuel? I don't think... That's true. We can do it. I mean, the optimal route, it's going to take 10... Wow. Look at that. It's going to take 10 months, which is fine, but we're not going to set off until 2024, which is like 2 years away at this point. I mean, if I do fastest, if I do something over here, can we make anything work over here? See, I feel like there should be something that works. Maybe I need to take less fuel. Oh, that's perfect. Flight cost is 994 tons. Launch cost is 3 kilotons. Leftover propellant is 5 tons. I don't think that that's including the tonnage that I'm taking with me. The point is, I want to get it launched. I absolutely want to get it launched. It's not going to take that long to get to where we need to go, so I think that should be fine. Right. 2022 is when we're launching. That's great. Luna, yep, we are always up and running over here. By the way, I will just show you. Trying to remove research. There we go. Trying to remove research from the research queue. It's just back in immediately, trying to do what needs to be done. So yeah, let's keep working with terraforming. 12,000 days. That's actually perfect. Yeah, fine. Okay, well, we'll just turn to research that afterwards, because I haven't really got much desire to worry about that right now. Okay, how's Luna looking? Luna is looking like it's got all of the required resources in order to do some construction. Look at that. We can suddenly build stuff here, which is very exciting. First things first, outpost. Let's get it built, or at least queued up. Solar array. Yep. What? Have I not got the resources? Have they not launched from Earth? I thought I did. Okay, whatever. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Water ice extractor. Yep. Production. We need fuel refinery. Yep, perfect. So that just leaves us with a need to get solar arrays up here. So we need 50 tons of glass and something else, which I'll figure out in just a second. But most importantly, and perhaps most interestingly, actually, you know what I need to do? I need to send one of you back. I know that I'm keeping a second one here. I'm keeping a second one there because I want to try and save it for fuel, basically, to do a fuel route. But for now, there we go. Just go back empty, which is anathema, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Send you back. You'll do the launch. Great. No distance at all. Happy days. Very good. Right. Jump back in here. Then we will plan a mission. And the mission is not going to be to Mars. It is going to be to Luna. It is going to be the most important mission that we undertake so far. Ooh. I need to do something else. I'll deal with it in a minute. Right, so what did I say that we needed? We needed 50 glass. What was it for solar panels? 50 glass and 10 alloys. Okay. That's easy enough to do. 10 alloys. Perfect. However, we also need humans, and humans need to be transported in a crew compartment. So we're going to add a module. The crew compartment is going to cost us 10 tons, and then we're going to construct a module, and that module that we're going to construct is another crew compartment, because they only carry 5 crew apiece. So we'll get that queued up. It will take a little bit of time to build, but it's not actually that much. The crew compartment things are very, very easy for us to build, so let's do it. Actually, tell you what I'll do. I'll also add more resources. I'll just take up supply, like, whilst we're here. We might as well. We will choose to launch on the Eagle, because of course we will. It's got a little bit of a cooldown. It's being refurbished or whatever. It doesn't matter. But we'll get that, done. I mean, I could definitely take less propellant, but then what's the point? I mean, we got so much fuel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't cost us anything. And that's fine with me. Right. The Eagle still needs to be refurbished a little bit, but looks like it's going to be launching in September. That is very, very good indeed. How is my opportunity to do a Jupiter orbital transfer thing? This is where things get a little bit complicated, and I don't really understand what's going on. So, we want to go to, not Jupiter. Close, but not what I'm after. We want to go to Jupiter orbit. Great. Plan as a hypothetical mission. Yes, I'd like to plan it as a hypothetical mission. We will choose Iris. Yes. Can't choose Iris. Apparently not. Okay. What if I don't plan it as a hypothetical mission? We can now choose Iris. Okay. Not a great start, I must say. We will add the module, the space telescope. It's going to be 2 tons. That's fantastic. We launch on the Falcon. That also seems fine. And then we can do Jupiter. We can absolutely do Jupiter. But the problem with doing Jupiter, right, is that we will do it in one... What the heck? We can do it in one single action. However, the video game wants me to do a gravitational assist. So we go somewhere first. And I don't understand how we do this. Plan a mission to another planet's orbit and then immediately plan a mission to another object. Gravitational assist will offer a significant saving. So, I mean, do we go to Mars? Is that what we do? We set go to Mars? I mean, I'll let you in on a little secret. I've tried this. I've tried this before. We'll go to Mars. Great. Select you. Perfect. Telescope. Yep. Falcon. Yep. 5 tons. I just feel like this is not going to work. I mean, we have a tiny amount of fuel that I just do not think is going to get us to where we need to go. Flight cost is 1.94 tons. Well, sure, whatever. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. There we go. Mars 2. Great. See, but we can't... That's not the Mars. That's not the Mars that we wanted to change anyway. We wanted to change the other one. It seems to suggest that immediately plan a mission to another object. It seems to suggest that I can, like, plan another one at some point during the course of the trajectory. But if we can do that, I have absolutely no idea how to. Maybe it needs to be to orbit, and this isn't to orbit, but that's okay. Anyway, the point is, this is en route. Oh, Lunar? Have I got people on the moon? I've got 2 crew capsules on the moon. I can't believe it. We've done it. Okay, construction. We need to construct the solar array. Let's get that immediately built. It's going to take me, how long? 99 days. No worries. We are looking at Luna, even though, I mean, I need to pause to look at the darn planet, but that's okay. So, we're actually doing it. We've actually got a presence of life right here. How cool is that? How cool is that? So, once all of this stuff is going to get built, tick, 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 tick. Amazing. People are now living in the outpost. That means that we have reduced our consumption of supplies. Very, very important. Very, very nice. However, my people aren't actually doing anything yet because we are still waiting for the... Yeah, look, see, the research. Do you see what happened? We did advanced spacecraft research. This was unlocked. The Hermes was unlocked, which is great. It's fine. Oh, Moonbase Alpha. Thank you very much. Stop. There's too much. There's too much stuff happening. This is why I wanted to calm down on the research. Research this. 11,000 days. Forget the wind turbines. Just do the other stuff. There is, what is this? Crewed flights, STO transports, crew compartments, decreases construction costs. Very, very cool. There's a lot of this stuff, but I mean, I've unlocked it and I want to explore it like individually. So, anyway, what was I saying? We have gotten onto the moon. We've got all of this up and running. That's great. We now have... Why is this not working? Why are you not working? We should have people in here. There we go. Good. Facility. All I needed to do was increase the priority, and apparently that worked. So, what's happening now? Well, we're still using the mobile mining and the mobile fuel refinery. That being said, we now have a proper mining operation here, which produces 1 ton per day, which is quite a lot, and this consumes nowhere close to 1 ton per day, but the point is it consumes electricity, which is kind of, I suppose, important, but it gives us way, 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 way more chemical fuel, which is really, really nice per day. We're getting loads of water. We're getting loads of silicon as well. Even though this doesn't give us silicon, we're still getting that from the mobile mine. We have got 100 tons. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take for us to actually exhaust this. But, I mean, who cares? It's going to take us a darn long time. Right, quick little look at the mission list. We're still waiting for the Earth to Mars orbit transfer, which I'm still not convinced is actually going to work. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll be wrong. But it's fine. Our next objective over here is to probe Lutetia? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Right. In order to find Lutetia, we need to activate the asteroid's lair here. Boom. We've already done that. I've already sort of shown you how it works. Get rid of that. Lutetia is, literally right there. How handy is that? We need to deliver 5 tons from this planet. Is that going to be possible? Yes, I think it will be possible. But here's what we need to do first. We need to get another mobile drilling. We just need a mobile drilling rig, right? The mining module will drill. It will drill, not very much, but it will drill 0.2 tons of resources. I'm also going to take a probe with me so that we can actually probe what's going on. And anything else? No, but I should probably build another spacecraft. Look, see, I can now build a Hermes, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I can't build this thing on Earth, though. The problem is I can't build it on Earth. I have to build it in Earth orbit because it is not the sort of spacecraft that can actually survive being launched into yeah, look at this sucker. Not the sort of spacecraft that can actually be, survive. So that's what's important. Anyway, build another Stratos. That's fine. The other thing that I want to do is take back the one of these from the moon. So we'll get you back to Earth there. Good. Maybe I take them both back, to be honest. No, because the other one I want to set up doing a cyclical mission. Yeah, minimum amount of propellant. It's good. The other one I want to set up doing a propellant transfer. Drag and drop on an object to plan a mission. That's pretty darn good. Lunar to Earth. Kind of want it to be to Earth orbit, though, right? Yeah, probably to Earth orbit. We'll do to Earth orbit. Use the Stratos. It's cyclical. Add resource. Fuel. Yep. Do I want to carry anything back? Maybe in the future I'll want to carry back supplies, but I think for now we'll just do this. Cool. Launch vehicle, nothing. Optimal. Mission ends, never. Yeah, perfect. So from now until forever, we will do Luna to Earth orbit back to Luna. That is one singular mission, but it should allow us to accumulate a little bit more than, whatever chemical fuel we've got in space right now, which is quite nice. Right, my spacecraft has just arrived at Mars. That was the one that was carrying the mobile refinery and the mining module. I was a little bit worried about getting trapped here. I've actually made a mistake in terms of the fact that what I meant to take across was construction equipment, much like the moon. We're going to be able to build stuff on the... Let me just turn the asteroid layer off. Much like the moon, we're going to be able to build stuff on Mars. That's absolutely what I want to do. However, the fact that I've got a mobile refinery here, super darn handy, because water is here, and even if we're not producing a heck of a lot of chemical fuel, it's still important that we do, because I need to get this Stratos back somehow. And yeah, we're gonna do that eventually. I wonder, can I just immediately send you back? Is that possible? To get back to Earth without... That's not what I meant to do. I mean, even into Earth orbit, to be fair. That would be fine. Yeah. Is it possible for me to do this without... No, see, I don't think it is. The minimum propellant needed is 149 tons. And that would be optimal. Spacecraft propellant. You can carry more than that. So yeah, we just need to wait. I think. We need to wait until we've got a little bit more fuel on here. But it's fine. I mean, in the meantime, we can build... what is it? Oh, you're almost ready. We can build construction equipment. Yeah, we'll get that started, which is great. We also need to deliver 90 tons of metals, 10 tons of this, some supplies. Yeah, so that's fine. I will probably construct another Stratos. Yep, we're going to buy whatever we need. I know it might be costing me a lot of money, but I'm absolutely going to do it because I know that we can afford it. Right, in the meantime, my gravitational assist. When are you taking off? Not until here, right? That's your planet. That's your planetary interception window, which is good. Right. What am I going to do? I am going to do two things. Firstly, I'm going to wait until we have gotten this spacecraft off the ground. Oh, it's the next year. It's the next year. Okay. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Not bitter about it or anything. It's okay. Right. I'm going to ignore you for a little while. Next, let's get a mission to Mars planned. I would like to do... I mean, can I drag to, like, here? Nope, I'm not allowed to do that. It's fine. We'll plan it manually. Definitely, like, resources and dragging them around. It does have its place. For now, not so much. Don't want to plan as a cyclical mission. Just Earth to Mars. Yep, we will choose the Stratos. Do I want two of them? I mean, I need two of them. I'm going to definitely need two of them. I won't need two of them. I will need one of them. I will need one of them, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to add the construction equipment module. The mining module is going to be for the asteroid, which we're going to do next. And then I'm going to add resources. I'm going to add... I don't even need 10 tons of Earth resources. I'm going to take 20 tons... Oops. 20 tons of supply. I need more supply, and I can't build a flipping farm. I'm going to have to buy supply. Right. Let me go and buy supply. I wish you could buy from that interface there. It would be so darn handy. Maybe there's a way that you can do it. I haven't figured it out yet. But buy supply. Buy like 1,000. Cost 750k. It's not like I'm spending my money on anything else. So just do it. Right. Back again. So, we go. Mars. Boom. Next. Stratos. 1. Fantastic. Add modules. Construction module. Fantastic. Add resources. Supply. 20 tons of it. I think, in fact, I'm confident that we're going to be able to produce metals on Mars. Rare metals? I'm not so confident. So instead, let's just bring 10 tons. We only need 10 tons of this stuff. And then that'll be supply. The metals, I mean, let's bring a few metals. We'll bring, I don't know, 39 tons of metals. Why 39 and not 40? Who cares? Doesn't matter. And then bring 26 tons of fuel, just so that we can fuel up a little bit more quickly. Launch on the Eagle, most obviously. Optimal, yep, that's fine. It's going to take us a little while to get across there. By the time that's happened, we should be fine. Oh wow, actually, look at that. We'll have two ships off to Mars at not exactly the same time, but pretty darn close. So that's going to fulfill this mission. That's good. Now let's talk about Lutatia. Lutatia. I don't even know if that's how you say it. I really don't. I don't know where Lutatia is, but we will select that there. Can't see you, but you're there. You're in my sights. Select the Stratos. We want to add a module. We want to add a mining module. Brilliant. We want to add resources of fuel. Can I not take more? Apparently we can't. Huh. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Is that all that we're going to be allowed to take with us? Oh, I mean, yeah, but it's fine. But it's an asteroid, right? Minimum propellant needed is 995. Wow. We're going to basically be using almost all of our propellant. That's fine. We're okay with that. But I think I'm going to be able to take off because it's a pretty darn small rock. Let's hope. Let's hope. Okay. It's going to start. It's going to start like next year. That is going to deal with this. And then as soon as we land, we should have no issues getting all of the stuff that we need to get done. Good. Good. How is my Earth orbit looking? 82 tons of fuel? That's not bad. That's not bad. How much fuel on Luna? I mean, not a huge amount, but definitely we're producing more than we were. We're down to 120 tons of... 120 tons of resource here. I mean, I could send up some more resources, but I feel like that would just be, you know, totally not prudent. Right, let's skip forward in time to when we have got... what is that? May the 6th? Yeah, we got a little launch to Lutetia, and then after that, to Mars. And Lutetia is off. It's going to be, well, it's not a very long journey at all, but delighted that it's happening. Looking good. We are losing a little bit of money, but I'm quite happy just to let that sort of run. Mars missions are officially off, and this is where I'm maybe going to be able to fix the gravitational slingshot issue, right? Yeah, see, this is the thing. Activate the asteroid. No, I don't want to know how to do the asteroids. It's not a problem. It's the gravitational assist. It says, plan a mission to another planet's orbit. Done. Then immediately plan a mission to another object. Gravitational assist will offer significant saving of propellant. Yeah. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Okay, I think I've figured it out. Mostly. I think. So you need to do it through the mission planning interface. You can't, like, click on the... You can't click on the spacecraft. I think I've got it sorted. I think. Here. So this is effectively what we're playing with. We select optimal. This is theoretically going to work. I guess we'll see. Plan a mission using gravitational assist. I think that's what I did. I think. Because we went from... whatever it was, Earth, I can't even remember, Earth orbit to Jupiter, Mars orbit to Jupiter orbit. Anyway, the point is, I think it'll work. If it doesn't work, well, it's going to be really flippin' awkward. But I don't really care. It just gets me money. It's just like 200k in the bank. It's not a big deal. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we're still waiting for this Mars mission to arrive. We're still waiting for Lutetia to arrive. No big deal there at all. Well, it's all going to happen at round about the same time. Lutetia is going to arrive first. Excellent. We will have a little look over here. Don't think we can see you on the surface, but that's okay. It is a big old rocket. We also don't know what resources we have here. So we're just going to start mining, which is totally fine. And we can get the 5 tons that are required, which will take us pretty much no time at all. The real question is, will I have enough? Oh, preparation for human landing on Mars? Abso-flippin-lutely, we're doing that. We're absolutely doing that. The real question is, will I have the ability to take off with the resources that I have here, or are we going to be stuck? We want to go to Earth. Excellent. Stratos. Yep. Add resources. We're going to take rare metal. We're going to take 5 tons of rare metal. That's not a good sign. I may need... Yeah, I need a kiloton of fuel, and we're not even close to being able to do that. A kiloton of fuel is 1,000 tons of fuel. I mean, yeah, not really in with a chance. Not really. 1.06 kilotons? I mean, even at a best case scenario, we're not going to be able to get back to Earth. Maybe I try and just wait a little bit. You know what? You're just going to chill. You're just going to chill there. We're absolutely A-okay with that. I don't really care. We're just going to forget about that mission. It's not a big deal. This is a mission that's only going to get me like, oh, 1.2 million. It's quite a lot of money. And it unlocks asteroid mining. Okay, maybe I will care about it. I'll care about it a little bit more. Anyway, the point is, let's have a little look at Mars. So, we did win the contract to get humans on Mars, which is great. We've got construction equipment over here. We need to construct a fuel refinery and an outpost, and we need to establish energy production as well. The energy production, I think, is actually going to be the hardest thing to do. The outpost is fairly easy for us to do. The metal we make locally. The supplies, yeah, we'll have to get. Can I? Oh, we've already got the supplies here. Yeah, the supplies we've already got as well. What about a fuel refinery? We do a fuel refinery? I mean, on a very technical level... Where's the fuel refinery? There we go. Very technical level, we actually already have 62 tons of water, so heck yeah, then I guess let's do it. Here's where things start to get a bit more problematic for us. Now, in order to get humans over to Mars, we have to have them survive. And I don't think that they can survive in the crew capsule for long enough, right? So what I think we need to do in order to transfer people to Mars, I think we're going to need... We also need to establish energy production, which, by the way, has to be done with solar arrays for now. There are other ways that we can get energy, but that is later on through research. I say it's later on. I could be doing the research, right? Nuclear power, for example. Nuclear propulsion, fusion theory, fission theory, solar sails. I'm very interested in solar sails. Super heavy launch. Yeah. Requirements, early launch system, near future launch, unlocks the vehicle of the Hawk. An older but powerful, non-reusable super heavy launch vehicle. Cool. Biotech, bioreactors. No, what I'm really looking for, computing. Very, very cool. This is all very, very good stuff, and none of it actually takes that long to research. 365 days. Not a long time in this game. Not at all. Space alloys. Circuit production in space. Vacuum forging. See, I don't know what the heck that means. In situ, regular sifting. Increase mining efficiency and all. Yeah, by a bunch. That's nice. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that I think in order to transport humans into space, I think we need to take the Hermes. Maybe we can try with the Stratos. Maybe we can try with the Stratos and a few crew capsules. We'll give it a punt, but I'm not overly ambitious. Space farming, yeah, I'm interested in space farming. Let's do space farming research. Scratch this. Biotech, bioreactors. I'm also interested in getting that. Sure. Don't worry about it. Planetary habitats. Colony construction. Ooh, okay. Unlock an underground habitat? I'm very interested in that. Life support, improved capsule, crewed flight, STO transports. I mean, I would like this too. I would like that too. STO transports. A new shuttle capable of transporting 100 people at a time. Improved ration packs. Decreases supply consumption. I'll take that. Decreases supply consumption as well. I will take that too. Let's get this first. 365 days, not a long time at all. Improved crew capsule consumption. Yeah, I might be able to get away with the transport of humans to Mars without using a Hermes vehicle. But for now, what we're going to need to do is get, I mean, whatever it is that we need for energy production, which I believe is, let's have a look. Let's go here, here, energy production. It's glass. I don't need a probe. Did I mean to take, I think I meant to take that probe with me to Lutatia, by the way. That's a bit of a faux pas, not going to lie. It's a bit of an awkward one. Fuel, I don't need. I need 50 tons of glass. And I bought plenty of glass, so we should have no issues with that. We also need some alloys. Get that in too. We only need 10. Yeah, sure, whatever. And then, any additional resources? No. I mean, theoretically, right? Construct a module. Why don't we try crew compartment? I mean, let's try. We'll build 2 of these. They cost 10 apiece. Supplies as well. We can add resources, supplies. They take a long time. It'll take a long time to get there. I am not convinced, by the way. I'm not convinced at all that this is going to work. We'll launch on the Eagle. That's fine. We'll do fastest. 10 crew, 90 days. Is that enough? September to July? It doesn't say. See, the thing is, it doesn't say how much... Oh, well, that's our supplies. Is that enough, though? I don't know. September to July. September 26th to July. I mean, that's not. That's nowhere near. It's nowhere near. We can't do it. We can't load the supplies. 90 days is not what we need. We need way more. So, see, this is the problem. Well, we're still going to build these capsules because we need to. I'll take, I don't know, 40 tons of supplies as opposed to anything else. Just get that off to Mars. Optimal. I don't care about when it arrives. Doesn't matter. Get it started. So, yeah, I mean, there might be a world. There might be a world in which I can plan a mission. Let's try it. There might be a world in which I can plan a mission to Mars using the Stratos. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't cost that much to buy a new thing. We'll add the crew compartment modules. Add the crew compartment modules. We'll add resources. And we will say... In fact, maybe don't add the supplies. Let's maybe just see. It still says 90 days. I think that's the maximum that we can have. Can't load enough supplies. Yeah, I think that's the... Even at the fastest, right? Even at the fastest. I think we'd really struggle. So, cancel the construction of that. It doesn't really matter for us. What we need to do is we need to do a mission to flip an orbit. We need to do a mission to orbit. The other thing that I need to check, can my Stratos get into Mars orbit in order to collect the passengers? That's what I want to know. Stratos Earth? No. I don't want the Stratos Earth. Can we get you into orbit? Total propellant needed 250 tons. That should be fine. That should be fine. And that would get... That's just the launch cost. Just the launch cost. I mean, it would be tight, right? Because we don't have a huge amount of propellant actually on the planet of Mars, but we are making progress. We are, slowly but surely getting a little bit more. But the point that I'm trying to drive at is that in order to transport humans from Earth to Mars, we're gonna need to build a big boy. We're gonna need to actually build some resources in. How have I still not got more fuel here? Probably the cyclical production on the moon is just not going what I want to do. Anyway, point is, I can build a spacecraft here. The Hermes is exactly what I need. This is what we're going to need. It can take 300 tons. It cannot land. It is very, very important to note. It cannot land. It also has 300 tons of capacity of propellant of noble gas. So that is very important. So basically, what I need to do is I need to get at least 2, maybe 3 missions transporting all of the resources that we need into Earth orbit so that we can construct this. Because, yeah, if we click on this here, we can't buy resources in this orbit. There's nothing there. So what we would need to do, and this is where the sort of recipes get a little bit finicky, is that I need to set up a mission. We need to go plan mission, etc. We need to take all of these things. But I can't see, like, what it costs. So what I actually need to do is take a screenshot and then, like, build out and what I need. But that's okay. I can do that. I can get stuff up in orbit, and then once I've got everything up in orbit, we will see if we can try and move some people to Mars. Right, I have successfully moved all of the required materials needed to construct a Hermes. In fact, actually, I think I should have the goods to construct 2 Hermes, which is quite cool, because I'm gonna build 2 of these suckers. Absolutely, it's gonna be great. Research-wise, we are still pressing on with our current research, which is the improved capsule construction, which I think is going to be pretty darn useful. Decreases the construction cost of all of these different crew compartment types and unlocks the crew compartment type M facility, which I am very, very interested in utilizing. Yeah, we only have the type S at the present moment. The mobile habitats can be integrated as cargo, has a crew of 20. Crew within still requires supplies as any habitats. Yeah, fine, I guess. Maybe. Let's sort of speed forward in time, because we can wait until the Hermes is built, and then we can also wait until the crew capsule is done. Preparation for human landing on Mars is looking good. Let's get this right. Cyclical mission. Cyclical mission is a problem. Whatever. Who cares? Let's not worry about that. Mission planning, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the mission list. We have an ongoing mission at the moment. This is Mars to Jupiter. That's fine. We've got a scheduled mission, which is Earth to Mars, that is going to take all of the electricity goodness. I don't know when that's... must be here, right? Yeah, it's here. So that's fine. That's gonna get there eventually. The Jupiter orbit thing... satellite, that's taking its sweet time, but that's okay. We'll get there eventually, and when we do, it's going to be a remarkably great moment. Let me tell you. 150 days left on both of the Hermes in order to get that built. I also built another Stratos here just so that we have it. Whether or not we end up doing anything with it is fine. Unfortunately, the moon we just don't seem to be making that much fuel. I mean, I almost wonder, maybe it's worth me getting another habitat here. I mean, it would not really be possible. We could house up to 100 people here, but in order to do this, we'd need to get another solar array, because we've already got more. We've already got 2 solar consumers. I mean, we've got 1.49 kilotons of water. I mean, that is so much water. It almost seems... yeah, it almost seems like that is something that we should do, is get another habitat. Only 1 object of this type can be built. Okay, so we would have to get... we'd have to get 100 tons of metal up here. That's fine. That's easy enough to do. Very, very easy to do. And then we'd probably want to get 2 fuel refineries. Yeah, so if I brought up 300 tons of metal... and... yeah. No, maybe like 200 tons. Yeah, because 100 for this. Look, I tell you what, I can just set up another... I can set up another... excuse me. There we go. Plan mission. We can set up a mission to go to Lunar, which is exactly what I am gonna do. Get you to go there. Get the Stratos. Yep, we will not need a module. We will need resources, and those resources will be metal. We'll just get 100 tons of metal. Boom. Get it into orbit. Get it landed. Get it going, and then we'll just send the other one back basically as soon as it's ready. I probably need to bring this craft back from Mars. I know that it's going to take a little bit of work to get that done, but that's okay. Right, we did just unlock agriculture. So we've unlocked agriculture, we've got space farming. Space farming gives us the opportunity to get regolith adaptation and unlocks the hydroponic farm facility, which consumes water and a tiny little bit of carbon. But it would give us some goods. You know what? Get that added to the list. Get that added to the list there. Speaking of... do I have the ability to... scroll up. Do I have the ability to get some bigger crew compartments? I sure do. I sure do. Should I build any of these things? I mean, the idea of a bigger crew compartment is quite nice. It's very nice, in fact. Speaking of, how are we getting on here? Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I don't think I really care. I don't think I care about anything else. A vehicle assembly? I'm very interested in the vehicle assembly building on Mars, but I mean, that's, you know, we're not quite there yet. An open air farm. I would dearly love to do that, but 100 kilotons of metals is just a bit much for me, video game. Just a bit much for me. And the observatory and all of that sort of stuff we've already got, so that's fine. Anyway, let's wait until we can at least get to Mars with some more kits. Cyclical mission doesn't have enough. We still don't have enough chemical fuel at this point. I mean, yeah, there's not much that we can do about that. I mean, what I could do is I've got loads and loads of fuel here. If we have a spare Stratos, which I absolutely do. How much? 430 tons of resources on Luna? Yeah. So I tell you what, why don't we do a planned mission? Luna to Earth orbit. Great. We'll take the Stratos. We'll add resources. We'll add 100 tons of fuel. Fine. We'll send you over there. And then that will take out most of the resources, to be honest. And then that puts us in orbit. Look at that. Look at that indeed. Okay, we got ourselves a few Hermes. Oh, look at this. That is so sick. That is so darn sick. Right. When is my mission to Mars leaving? It's mission planning. No, not mission planning. Mission list. That's what I'm looking for. Scheduled missions. It's ongoing. It must be ongoing now. What's your ETA? Your arrival date is the 27th of July. Okay, so we got a little bit of time before we get that done. I think for now, we've got like 4 spacecraft in orbit. One of them is this sucker. We need to get you basically down to the surface of the planet. So, you know what? Yep, let's just do this. Great. Excuse me? I guess we just don't have enough propellant here. We need 169 tons, but do we seriously need 169 tons to get this down? I mean, that seems ludicrous. I just don't understand. We just are clearly not manufacturing propellant enough in a large enough quantity from the moon to Earth. Yeah, okay, that's weird. So now you're what, stuck here? Yeah, now you're stuck here. Well, that's really annoying, because that means that I'm going to need to build another one of these gosh darn things. Okay, fine. Build another Stratos. Yes, buy whatever we need to buy. We're still fine for money, so that's what really matters. I'm also going to start the process of constructing... Yeah, crew compartment type M. We're going to do this. Absolutely going to do that. Anything else that I want to... Ooh... Yeah, a radioisotope generator produces constant power from radioactive decay without requiring input or maintenance. See, that would be pretty darn sick. That would be really darn sick. I'm probably going to need to buy the materials needed in order to build this. But yeah, why the heck am I not doing this? Because this is like a mobile module, right? So I can fly it to the planet. Let's give it a shot. Right. Anything else? Energy production is going to happen on Mars. That's fine. I don't think that there's anything else that I can physically do. We'll wait for the Stratos to get built. Biotech research has been completed. Facilities have been completed. This is good. And then we need something to happen. We absolutely need something to happen. Whether or not it's the Stratos that finishes up here, I guess that will be the first thing that will happen. So we're going to go here to Earth orbit. We're going to rescue the Stratos that we have that is currently doing nothing. In fact, I don't need a Stratos. I don't need a Stratos for this. I keep forgetting. I can just do Earth orbits. There we go. In fact, plan is a cyclical mission. Earth payload container, add resources, fuel. Yeah, wait until cargo is fully loaded. Probably shouldn't be cyclical. Now, looking at it, because we are almost certainly immediately going to run out. We're going to run out of resources if I do this. So, you know what? Fine. Just do it normal. Great. Add resources, fuel. 800 tons of fuel. Perfect. Launch it on an Eagle. Get that up into space. Brilliant. Send it. Excellent. And then bring this sucker back down to the planet where you belong, onto Earth. Excellent. Don't take anything. Just go. Why are you not gonna go? I am not sure. Very, very strange. You're stuck in orbit. I don't understand how to get you home. I have no idea how to get you home. I have no idea. Propellant capacity is 1,000 kilotons. Do I need a refueling station? Oh, do I need a refueling station? Orbiter shipyard, orbiter construction. I don't think so. Telescope. No, I don't. I don't know. Maybe there is some research that I still need. Some, because I know there was. That's advanced stuff. I know there was some sort of weird things about refueling or whatever it was in space, but no, okay. Transhab, planetary habitats, crewed flights, spin gravity habitation. I am so interested in all of that. Nuclear fusion. Yeah. Improved solar cells. Ooh, that's pretty good. Observation. Anything else that I want to get here? Exoplanet detection. I mean, I'm interested in all of this video game. I'm super interested in all of this. What the heck does machine learning do? Boosts research speed by 10%. Maybe worth picking up. Anyway, I feel like I'm getting absolutely sidetracked here. The main mission is, now that we've got all of this stuff built, I need to get this into orbit. We need to go into Earth orbit here. Great. Stratos. In fact, it doesn't even need to be a Stratos. Just needs to be a normal thing. Add modules. We're going to take a crew compartment, medium, with 20 crew. I think we're going to take it with 10 crew. Great. Add module. We're going to take radioisotope generator. Add resources. We're going to take food supply. 140 tons of food. I think that's enough. Let's get that launched up on the Eagle. Insufficient propellant. Why? As in, we don't have enough on Earth? Is that it? Seriously? We don't have enough propellant on Earth? I mean, by 10,000 units. I do not need the max. That is... It's a curious thought experiment there. Right, yeah. Back to here, there, orbits, payload container. We go modules, crew compartment medium, 10 crew. Good. I want to see if this will work. Like, we have to check. Fuel, yeah, we'll do fuel. We'll get supplies. What is it, 140 tons? Just about, that's what we can get. Add resources, add fuel, that's fine, but not quite that much. We'll just do like 600 and then add another module, which is the radioisotope generator, which I think will be grand. On the Eagle, yep, beautiful. Let's get you up. Maybe it was just an issue with fuel. Stratos here. Let's try again. Try and see if we can try and get you back down to Earth now. Now that we've got fuel in the... No. Well, I tried. We might need more fuel in Earth orbit. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got loads and loads of stuff in Earth orbit now, which is quite nice. Two of them are the Hermes. We've got a lot of good stuff going here. We've got 141 tons of supplies, which I think should be enough. I think we're going to see if we can try and go to Mars. Let's do it. I feel like it's a bold decision. I also feel like we are going to have to go into orbit. We cannot land on Mars. We have to go to Martian orbit. This spacecraft is not capable of landing on Mars. We go here, here. We add a module, the crew compartment, great. We add supplies. This does not bode well. 140 tons. Add module, radioisotope generator, fine. Take 50 tons of fuel. Why do I think this is not going to work? Insufficient propellant? Aha. The propellant that it uses is not chemical propellant. It's the other type of propellant, which is very, very frustrating. See, here's the thing. I mean, we have the other type of propellant. We don't have it in large quantities. We got 785 tons of it. Let's do a resupply run then. I mean, if we have to, then we have to. We'll add resources. Noble gas, 785.2. Fine. Punt the whole thing up. I actually don't care. I'm sick and tired of having to deal with... I'm sick and tired of having to think about dealing with Mars. It's very, very irritating. Right. Resources in orbits. Excuse me? There you go. That's when we're launching. Apparently because our rocket needs time to... There we go. Get refreshed a little bit. Now, can we get this set up? Right, how's that? This is on the Hermes. It's looking good. Nothing. Oh, it's gonna work. It's absolutely gonna work. So we got 10 crew. 3,050 days. I think we can do it. I think we can absolutely do it. So the fastest time... We can bring it down a little bit, right? 9 months. 9 months is nowhere near 3,000 days. So if we go for fastest, that's great. I think we're going to just set you off. Brilliant. Let's absolutely do it. It's scheduled for 2028, so that's fine. What I would like to do in the meantime on Earth is I'd like to just punt resources up to the... I'd like to punt resources up to the sky, to be honest. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to punt up a whole bunch of supplies. There we go. Good. We don't need a cyclical mission. Just the orbital payload. Resources, supplies, 800 tons. Perfect. Launch it on the Eagle. Amazing. Means that I basically just don't have to worry about supplies in orbit for now because we will have so flippin' much. And effectively... my humans can afford to enjoy, you know, just, I don't know, chilling out and eating. Whatever it is. Right. Are we any closer to fulfilling any of our objectives here? Am I at Jupiter yet? I'm still not. My long-awaited probe is taking about 1 billion years in order to get to Jupiter, but that's fine. How about Mars? How are things going on Mars? We got 380 tons. We don't have anybody on the outpost. Fuel refinery is not working, or it shouldn't be working anyway, because we don't have any people here. So we should still just be working with our mining module, which is fine. No big deal. We've got plenty of water, so that's great. That's great. We've got 3 Stratoses that are stuck on this planet. That is miserable. Can I send one of them back to Earth? I honestly think the answer to that question is probably no. We'll try. I don't believe it. I absolutely don't believe it. Well, you know what? Sure. I will set you off. I will set you off to Earth. And that actually gives me enough fuel to maybe think about doing something something a little bit more complicated. But I need to keep at least one Stratos here, because we're going to need a Stratos to go up into the Mars orbit in order to bring down the crew. So, you know what? Fine. Not to Earth orbit. Nope. Yep. 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 Ah, not enough propellants? Gosh darn it. Minimum propellant needed is 197. We're close, but no biscuit. No biscuit at all yet. That's fine. Not necessarily the end of the world. Right, we need to wait for some of these things to get done. We're going to wait for the spacecraft to arrive at Mars. We're going to wait for Earth to launch the Martian spacecraft. And we're going to wait for the Jupiter spacecraft to arrive as well. Right, the Mars orbital probe thing that I sent to do a gravity assist arrived in orbit around Jupiter. I don't think it's done anything, to be honest. It's certainly not achieved my objective of fulfilling the gravitational slingshot, so there you go. Turns out I'm absolutely correct. I have no idea how it works. Scrap that. I don't care. There's clearly nothing in Jupiter orbit, so I don't even know where the telescope went. Doesn't even matter. It really, really does not matter. Also, I feel like I should try and save... I feel like I should try and save the thingy from the asteroid over here. The Lutatia. But I feel like that's a problem for a future potato. I don't really care about that. I simply don't believe it. My Hermes is about to arrive in orbit around Mars. How flippin' cool is that? That is very, very cool. So, in orbit around Mars, we now have a Hermes. We've got 10 humans. We got 152 tons of supplies. We still have loads and loads and loads of noble gas, which is very, very exciting indeed. So, what we want to do is I want to see if we can try and do a Stratos mission up to Martian orbit. Yep, perfect. We'll use the Stratos. Yep. We will not take any modules. We will just see if we can try and launch. Total propellant needed is 220. Leftover propellant is going to be 48 tons. I certainly think that we should have enough resources to get back down to the planet's surface here. Also, on Mars, yeah, I've got the glass. I'm going to construct the solar array. Even if we don't necessarily end up using it, it's still something to have, right? Like, it's still definitely something to chill with. Right, you're going to plan a mission. Your mission is going to be going down to the Martian surface. Fantastic. We'll take Stratos. Excellent. We will add modules, crew compartments. We will add the radioscopic isotope thing. We will take all of the supply. We'll take 23 tons. If you're only going to allow me to take 23 tons, video game, then I will acquiesce and I will allow only 23 tons to step on here. I have a funny feeling. Yeah, leftover propellant is going to be at 0. So once we do this, our people are going to be trapped on Mars. The good news is that I can land further rockets on Mars without too much hassle. There we go. Boom. You'll disappear onto Mars. And what do you know? We have now officially completed our contract. Brilliant. Humans on Mars. I cannot believe that we did it. Humans consume supplies, live in habitats, blah, blah, blah. Cool. What have we got now? Deliver alloys to Earth orbit. Deliver electronics to Earth orbit. Rare Earth metal. Research a Hermes. Construct the Hermes. Deliver the crew compartment type S with crew on board to Mars. I've already done that, video game. I'm way ahead of you. Oh, it feels good, though. It feels really, really good. And we only consume 0.01 tons of food per day. Can I construct? Where's the new thing that I got? The farm. Is it not the open air farm? Are we working on that right now? The space farming? Yeah, we got 180 days To get the hydroponic farm? Okay, that's fine. Either way, ladies and gents, I think we're going to wrap things up right about there. Very, very cool game. The fact that this is in alpha is a great sign, I think. I think this is really, really coming together. There's a couple of, like, weird, niggly UI things that I've sort of referenced. I think the tutorial system is a little bit funky because, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really bear basically any relevance to your money. I mean, have you ever looked at money over the course of this playthrough? I haven't. Statistics are not even available in the alpha version anyway. The marketplace is a bit weird. Feel like it needs a little bit of a rework, but what I see here, absolutely super darned excited. Definitely want to play more. Check it out. Linked down in the description below. Wishlist it if indeed you are interested. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching. I've been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.